Dr. Trey with Aeolus Defense, and this is Brother Twitch with Shield Bearer of Faith. What's up, Donnie O'Keefe? There's 5 whole people on now.
Oh, yeah.
But Donnie was one of the first ones. And the comments are going to be even, hey, what's up, JoJo? Even more ridiculous to read.
Look how fast you doubled it.
Look at that, 12.
Hard to read.
Yes. I'm telling you, when people on the internet, they're like, Bear, how come you didn't see my comment? What's up, cat? Because it's this big. And once all y'all get on here, they go by this fast.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, tell me what my fingernail says.
Pretty much problem.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, what's up, Jay Morris? Tank is here. The Urban Outdoorsman. Raw Squad, what's going on? Vulgar display gunpowder. Love that. Grim, what's up, Grim?
Gotta get you some space,
Halo
man.
Sprinkle.
That's my girl.
Oh, what's up?
Oh.
Kyle's here, Wisconsin Life, and there they go. So we're gonna do some preparedness Q&A this evening because that's kind of what we do. So we'll be taking comments here in a moment. Of course, we'll see your super chats, but if you want us to see your questions, put them in all capital letters. Yell at us with your keyboard, and then smash the ones and the exclamation points back. Oh, the fat man. I was wearing your shirt yesterday.
Sweating in it.
Yes, it got a good workout.
We've done a lot of that sweating.
100 degrees.
Oh my geez, we've done a lot of that sweating.
That's
So,
sunburn.
yeah, you are like rednecking right hard. Let's do that again. That's pretty good.
That's all dirt.
That is
That's
a
all
farmer's
dirt.
tan, homie.
Dirt.
We've been covering
Dr. Trevor Wilkins, we're just talking about you, brother. I saw your YouTube post of you looking all like the sophisticated powerlifter doctor man.
He's like a heavyweight Gandalf.
With a good beard.
A heavyweight Gandalf is that's phenomenal.
All that wisdom and power and mind bending ability.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bear, what are you smoking? Sergeant Storms. Oh, great. Here we go. Homie Biscuits. Hey, what's up? Stumps, you should come back. Why don't you text her? Why are you using the internet for this? Let's start with where are we? Where are we?
We are in Almagordo, New Mexico.
Which your wife, who speaks Spanish, was so kind to tell us means what?
She said, do you realize that means Fat Alamo? I said,
Thank
no,
you, Texas,
I didn't know
too.
that.
I didn't know that.
Hey, what's up, Wes S?
Oh, you got a chat up there.
Oh, hey, what's up, babe? I texted you, you didn't text me back. We'll just use the internet for this. It's all good. I love you anyway.
That's how we communicate in this
Yeah,
marriage, right?
corn, kind of. It happens. What's up, corn-fed? So why are we in Almagordo, New Mexico? Because you're here. What have we been doing?
We have been shooting long range. Doing some tactical training, some long range training. Stretching the 308s out. You know, the ever-hated 308.
Equipment testing, too.
Equipment testing. We tested a lot of armor.
Yes.
We shot some armor. We shot armor with a 375 Shy-Tac.
And it stopped it.
It stopped it. It was so cool.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
there will be videos of that.
Yeah.
It's pretty super armor.
The guy would have still probably been not around anymore.
Oh, yeah. I
But it
wouldn't
did
wanna
stop
beat the
it.
guy,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't have had a bullet hole in it.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy wearing that level 4 when it takes a 375 Shy-Tac, but it stopped it. I mean, it was insane. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And, you know, everybody, like you said, everybody's like, 308's shoots like a rainbow. Okay, well, if you can get it there, you can get it there. Yep. You know what else shoots like a rainbow? A howitzer. I don't want to be on the other end of it.
Much less if somebody knows what they're doing with it.
Well, and I think it's worth pointing out, the first shots that we took, and Trey is really good at what he does. And so the first shots that we took, we set up in unconventional shooting positions on the side of a mountain and engaged target at 444 meters with an AR-10 with a bolt gun. And, you know, 308 Winchester, bolt gun had a 1.8 twist, AR-10 had a 110 twist with some beautiful optics on top of them, shooting through one wind at 444 and 3 winds at 1,000 meters. And Trey got us on at 2.6 at 444 and was calling the wind for us. And we were almost instantly hitting at 444. And then the next progression in shots from there was at 1,000. And when we were doing our jobs, those bullets went exactly where we wanted them to go.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I've been blessed to be able to shoot a lot of guns with a lot of people, and to go from setup to hitting a target at 1,000 meters with a 308 in an hour
Yep.
is all this guy.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you even said that if we missed and we were doing our
What's up, King
fundamentals
John?
right, it was actually your fault. That's what you told us because you were the spotter.
That's
telling
correct.
us
So
what to do.
the shooter is a monkey on the gun.
okay.
The
Thank
spotter.
you. Thank you so much.
You were a good monkey.
I look a lot like a monkey. I got big ears and all. I mean,
The spotter is actually the one hitting the target if the monkey is doing his job. So if the shooter misses, the shooter should never feel bad about that. It's the spotter's fault.
And if the shooter hits,
It's the spotter's fault.
it's the shooter. I did it. Just tell me I did a good job, damn it.
You did a good job. It was
we didn't do
totally
nothing
him.
apparently. We were just pulling the trigger.
But man, what a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just a ton of fun.
But definitely not. I mean, could you do it had you not have done it in person? Could you have done it by watching
No.
Rex, the king of long range shooting, who I would say probably has the best education on the internet that I've found?
So first of all, Rex is the man.
Yeah.
We all acknowledge that. But no, I mean, that's the thing. Possession does not equate to proficiency. So just because you have the rifle and you think that you can shoot at that distance doesn't mean that you can actually shoot at that distance. I have AR-10s. I have 308 bolt guns. I've never stretched 308 to 1 kilometer before, and we did that, and it was a blast.
Well, let's also clarify too where we are and then where I'm from in Virginia. 1
Yep.
kilometer straight line is like non-existent.
Yep.
There's too much in the way. There's too many trees, too much stuff. So it's not even a realistic shot. And it's if you do find a range that has that kind of a distance, that's awesome, but it's not easy to find.
Yep.
Whereas out here, you just go up a mountain and you shoot to the next mountain.
How big is our range?
Yeah, how big was that range?
Really
and
big.
everything's covered in red dirt.
Yep.
Everything.
So Anthony Aiello, that's a good point. We were shooting 175 grain Sierra Match Kings out of the 308s. Hey, what's up overall? Living shalom, brother.
You should have told him we were shooting Tula.
Well, it was a 22 long rifle,
There you
the
go.
most deadly round in the world. Yeah, you talk about shooting a rainbow. We shoot 22 at 250 yards, and it actually I think it's 22 at 300 yards has similar external ballistics to 308 at 800 yards. And when the round 22 at 250 yards, when it gets to the steel plate that we spray paint white, it has enough energy to knock the white spray paint off, but not to harm the yellow powder coating underneath. That's all it does. It just scratches the paint off. That's it.
It's about what your 5.56 did today at 750 yards.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah.
We should also talk about that. What
We're
we
gonna
did
get there,
today.
yeah.
So, and we've shot footage for this for all you guys with a bit of entertainment, a bit of education, and today we were out past 700 yards with AR-15s, shooting 62 grain M855, the green tips, which is not what that stuff's designed for.
Obviously.
But we were looking at the viability, like how far can you stretch an AR?
Yep.
And you can connect and we were, you said that wind was steady at 18, gusting to 30. And
Yeah, there's a storm coming in, which y'all see when that video comes out. But there was like literally
look,
lightning.
you can see the
Yeah.
lightning right behind us.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got hailed on.
Yeah.
That was weird. Felt like tornado
Well,
season.
and that's what Aeolus means is king of wind, because Trey is very good at calling the wind. Expand on that a little bit if you would.
Well, so calling the wind is actually kind of a mental. It's very, I don't know, complex. You got to really think. You can't think about anything else. You can't think about what's going on in my day. You can't think about what I forgot to do. You really have to focus on the wind and the wind patterns and what the wind is doing. And the wind has multiple layers that you have to shoot through, especially in the mountains, where that's where heavier bullets work better than lighter bullets.
Yep.
But the wind is very difficult. It is the long range shooter's worst enemy.
Yep. Well, even that we've learned so much since we've been here, just getting to hang out with you and shoot through 3 winds at 1,000 meters, And what does that look like, and how, because the wind is coming from this way, but when it hits this land feature, it does this, and there's no replacement for actually doing it. There's no replacement.
Well, the Kentucky windage thing, it just popped up. So let me touch on that for a second, because yes, that is. Oh, you bumped it.
Oh,
Whoop.
sorry.
Bump it.
Whoop.
I
Okay.
just-
So the Kentucky windage thing is legit to a certain distance and with certain rounds. So the reticle that I have on my optic doesn't have mil dot or anything like that. It's just a reticle, and I've used it today and then yesterday as well, accurately to 440 meters, which is, in my opinion, based on our knowledge now, is the extent of the range for that round and in that platform. And then the question is, what kind of damage would it do? Well, that's a whole different conversation. But the round made it there. So that was pretty cool. And consistently enough. Beyond that, though, dude, it was not the thing to go with. Didn't matter what Kentucky windage I was doing.
Well,
Didn't matter what holdovers or what angles I was doing. It did not matter. At 700 meters, it was not doing it.
at 700, with my 1 to 8, at 700 with a 30-mile-an-hour crosswind, my wind hold was so severe that I could not keep the target
Yep.
inside of my field of view and hold for wind.
Yep.
At 700 with 62 grain. And so it's nice to say, but again, you got to go do it, because just like we were talking about plate carrier setups earlier, how does a Navy SEAL set up their plate carrier? The way they need to, dumbass. Like, how should you set yours up? The same. Not the same as the Navy SEALs, the same as you need it to be set up as.
Yeah.
And so, you learn by doing it. So that's what we're doing in New Mexico. We are basically just taking up all of Trey's time, making his life miserable, forcing him to hang out with us.
He's been twisting my arm.
Yeah, that's why
He's
it's
in
so
pain.
red.
That's why it's so red. This isn't a sunburn. This is an Indian burn. So I
He
think
had to look up who Gandalf was. That's what he just said.
Trevor?
Yeah, that's what he
Wow, that's funny.
So what does it mean to shoot through 3 winds? What did you learn on that?
The way that it will push the round around. So you'd think that the round is basically going to do this, and it's much more so doing this,
said. Yeah.
depending on where the wind is coming from. And even if, and it may not be that, it may be that as it exits the weapon, the wind is pushing it this way, this much through this first wind, and then it lets off a little bit and then drifts this way, and then keeps more violently drifting this way, because when it gets to that third wind, there's more value on that wind, and it's not all the same. And so you're basically coming up with a mental calculation of, what does my windage need to be? How many mils do I need to hold off for wind? And you hold into the wind so that the wind can push the round back on the target.
Yeah.
You're basically doing mental math. It's this weird alchemy between like scientific calculator and pure like feel.
And so at the same time, you're also saying, what is the wind doing? Did it gust? Did it let off?
Yes.
Did
Yep.
it gust? Did it let off? Did it gust on the other side of the mountain? Did it let off?
Yep.
Do I want to shoot in the gust? Do I want to shoot at the beginning of the gust, at the end of the gust? Those are things that I could not do a series of videos and teach you.
Yeah.
Those are things that you have to look in the spotting scope, like how we found the ghost wind.
Yep.
To find the ghost wind, you have to have a spotting scope and you have to see it. I could explain it to you 100 times. You're never going to get it
Yep.
until you actually see it and say, wow, I actually know what that means now.
Great point. Sean Williams needs some insight. What would you rather? One AR-15 with 100 rounds with one cheap pump shotgun with 100 rounds, or one Glock 19 with 1,100 rounds and 2 barrels for 2 calibers? Okay, I'll go first, and then y'all can jump in.
That's an odd one.
I don't really buy into the 2 calibers for my pistol thing. Just pick one and stick with it. And 9mm, 8 out of 10 handguns in the world are chambered in 9mm. Is it the best round ever? 8 out of 10 handguns are chambered in it. So if majority wins, then the answer to that is yes, says the guy who loves 45 auto.
I like 9mm.
Here's the thing. I think a 9mm with 1,100 rounds, sure. But an AR with 100 rounds, my mind immediately goes to, let's fix your income, Sean. because we shot 100 rounds each in a half an hour up on the side of the mountain.
About 5 different times.
Yeah.
3 different days doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the ammunition, if all you have is 100 rounds for that weapon, the idea that you're going to have some proficiency with that weapon with only 100 rounds
Yeah.
to sight the rifle and train with it is ludicrous. So
I've got a take on it. So, on one hand, the rifle can do things the pistol cannot, right? We just said 440 meters. That's never going to happen with a Glock, ever. There's no reason to even have that conversation. I have shot a Glock 19 at 100 yards and hit steel, but I know that it's not a realistic thing all the time. It's not going to be something you're going to go just do. And even if, like we said with velocity, is it going to even do anything when it gets there? But the training
there's
thing,
a wall there.
I would rather have, to me, if I am just now buying things, I'd rather have the 1,100 rounds of 9, forget the multiple caliber thing, and the Glock that I know is quality and will work, and then take half that ammo and go learn how to use it. And now you've got 500 to 600 rounds that you can have for your purposes, whatever that would be. I have shot a lot of livestock with pistols. Like chickens, things like that. So if you're talking homesteady things, it works, and you can carry it everywhere. Whereas with the AR or the shotgun, go walk in Walmart with that. I guarantee there's going to be some people wearing badges showing up. Yeah. So there's some consideration. What kind of world are we talking about?
This actually reminds me of what we were talking about earlier today. There's another video coming out. Do you need a pistol? What do you think on all this?
So I would take a pistol, and I'm a rifle guy.
Obviously, he is.
I'm a rifle guy. I would take the Glock 19. I would not have multiple barrels for it. I would, what did you say, 1,100 rounds? I would go take a class, and I would shoot 1,000 of those and learn how to use that. And I would buy, my favorite holster is the Haley Incog from G-Code. The inside the waistband, I would buy that. I'd save the last 100 for a rainy day, and that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, I think it was a really good question. I think it's also applicable since buying ammo and guns is pricey. Make sure you put the money where it matters.
What's up, Modern Frontiersman? Yeah, I would definitely put a bayonet on the pick rail on the Glock 19, though, once you have a chance.
Wow.
Let's see, Ross Brawley. When you're in the moment, does meters pop into your head or standard? Everything.
Okay, so for me, everything is in meters. I started learning this. I've been shooting long range since 2010. I work with a lot of
Bless you, 1776.
high-speed individuals. And they were all shooting meters, so I taught myself meters, and now I think in meters. Meters is faster, mils is faster when you're shooting it in a scope. So my mind sees and thinks meters now.
I am actually, because I don't have the experience that he does with this stuff. I have experience of my own, just not with the same things. My mind goes to yards, because the first experience I had shooting rifle, the example they gave me was picture a football field, how far is it? And they would ask me various things, and we'd go do after 300 yards. Okay, how far do you think that is? I had to use the mental relation to a football field. That's something I could think of. Yeah. I can't just do that like you can yet with reflex on meters.
It took me a long time.
Yeah.
It took me a long time, but meters is how I think now. It's how I see it. It's how I range. It's how I shoot.
I think it makes more sense because it transfers into kilometers and all that easier. I like it better.
Damn communist.
Oh, gosh.
I knew it.
It's a shaved head.
That's fascist.
If you have MOA, don't switch though.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a good talking point because you have what you have. Glock steading,
Yeah,
a
it
6-shooter. What's up, 6-shooter? A click is 1,000 meters or a kilometer. Yeah. Learn to use what you have, because again, possession doesn't equate to proficiency. Trey has some awesome firearms. We've been blessed to be able to shoot some of them over the past few days.
Yep.
We also were shooting our ARs at 700 meters earlier today. Would I rather have Trey's badass bolt gun if I have to shoot something at 1,000? Yes, the answer to that is yes. I would rather have that. He's lucky there's a Torah for not stealing things. But
I even joked with you yesterday. I was like, it's a good thing we don't steal.
I'm glad you
There's so many toys.
But if what you have is a 30-06 with an MOA scope on it, okay, learn how to shoot that rainbow, man. Figure it out.
Gunny halfcock. That was what he had.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things you talk about is people come to you and they say, I want to learn how to shoot at a mile. What do you tell them?
Yeah, so the first thing somebody says when they say, hey, can you help me, can you teach me to do long range? Sure, I can teach you to do long range. What's your goals? Well, my goal is I want to shoot 1,760 yards, 1 mile. I want a 338 Lapua, and I want to be Chris Kyle. I'm like, man, do you know what it took for Chris Kyle to be Chris Kyle? So you really need to spend a lot of time, and I say it takes 600-ish rounds of you shooting on-purpose rounds, not just wasting rounds, on-purpose rounds to get to 600 meters consistently. And you need to do that with a gun that you can afford to shoot. And when you get to where you can do 600 meters, there's a whole new step from 600 to 1,000. And from 1,000 to 1,500 is a whole new step. And as you step, you can step in guns. But if you start with a 338 Lapua, you just start wasting money.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of money. As you were showing us, some of the optics are just, whole paychecks for folks.
Yep.
And I think somebody had a good point that I wanted to mention was they said a Glock and an IFAK is a good start. I actually agree with that because if you're talking about potentially sending rounds, you need to potentially be taking them.
Agreed. Donnie said, how do you think the Vice video will be perceived by most everyday people? Thank you, Donnie, for the $5 bill. I have no idea, but
I thought it was great.
I thought it was
I thought that they did a really good job with the footage that they had. They could have made us look like crazy people, and they didn't. I'll tell you this, the 5-ish minutes or so that we are in the video came from 5+ hours of filming.
Yep.
And also, that was like 3 days after my surgery. I was miserable. But they really could have made us look like crazy people, and they didn't make us look like crazy people, and I appreciate that. In fact, I was in contact with the producer, and I thanked him, Zeke.
Yeah.
I thanked him for being honest and not doing what he could have done. Could have made us look like crazy people. And so, so here's the thing. How do I think normal, everyday people will perceive that? Frankly, I don't care. Because cast not your pearls before swine. Those that need to know, need to get it, will get it. Those that don't, won't get it, and that's okay. I can't sweat that. That's not on me. So, yes, there's a thunderstorm coming.
There's a big thunderstorm.
Yeah.
One just hit, and there's another one coming. We were coming down the mountain, and it got slick.
I made your vice comment my ringtone when you call.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Can you
that's
send me
awesome.
that ringtone?
That's
So,
awesome.
that's
Put it in the Apple Store for $10. Okay,
There you
we'll
go.
split it.
There you go. That's a thing, though. I thought that, like he said, Vice could have absolutely made us look terrible. And because y'all didn't see the other however many hours that we spent with them, you really don't know how crazy they could have made us look. Not because we did anything weird for us or weird to you guys because you watch this stuff, but if it's all in the editing, dude, they could have absolutely made us look terrible. Because we talked a whole lot about God. And that's just not popular to a lot of people.
Deuce, I don't know what you're talking about. I see your comment now. You don't gotta pay. Invite to tour the mountains. I appreciate that. Right now, we're all jammed up for time. Maybe next time. In fact, let's talk about maybe next time, since we've got almost 400 of y'all here. We have been discussing the viability of doing a very limited attendance class out here with Trey and Aeolus Defense that would essentially be a 3 to 4 day preparedness operation. You bring your kit up to the mountains, we square you away, and you shoot, and you live out of your kit, and basically run an op for 3 to 4 days with us. up here in this rugged mountain moon dust. I will tell you right now, this is not going to be cheap, but it's going to be a blast. What do y'all think? Thumbs up? Yes? No? If you're interested in something like that, hit us in the comments. Sound like a good idea? Awesome. I want to do that. Yes. Hey, what's up, Bama?
Do y'all want to do it with a bolt gun or do you want to do it with a gas gun?
Yeah.
Or an AR, because that was another thing.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't keep up. Shalom, absolutely. Garen, yes, yes, yes. Sarah, got a bunch of alumni. Hell yes. I'd go. Anthony, yes. 1K, yes. Sounds great. Yes. Okay.
You guys
Good.
would essentially be doing more than we've done in the last 3 days because it would be a literal class. They would, it would be in that format. But I can tell you, this was worth money.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It was awesome. Okay, so we will investigate that further. I know you guys are already saying, when's it gonna be? We just decided we're gonna do it. So I don't know yet.
Like just right now.
like literally right now. So, holy smokes, I'm late joining. Hey, what's up, Ken?
But do you want to do it with bolt guns like sniper rifles, or do you want to do it with your AR-15 and learn to push it to 500
Yeah.
meters well?
Yeah.
Both were a lot of fun.
Hey, Fo. Hey, Jay Johns. Bolt gun. Yeah, bolt gun or AR? Tell me in the comments. Bolt gun, AR-10. Okay.
AR-10's bolt gun, same
Hey,
thing.
what's up, Hans? Bolt. AR-10. Yep. AR-15. Only 1 volt. Both ain't gonna happen. 2 for AR-15. 3 for AR. The rest are bolt or AR-10. Bolt. Yeah. Yes. AR.
Dang, it's
AR.
like
About
50-50.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we need to do 2.
Might just have to
Yeah,
decide.
I think we'll have to do. I think a 0 to 500 class would be with the AR would be really cool. And then Bear AK.
AK, you can bring your AK. I have a Rifle Dynamics AK-74. I can shoot it to 550 with my aim point.
That's
very
cool.
well. No issues.
Bolt gun for distance, AR for closer. Every tool has its spot. Yep, that's exactly right.
It does.
So I think we're looking at 2 different. There's interest in both classes. A 0 to 5 for AR, and then basically precision bolt gun or gas gun, precision long range. Yes, Anthony, grenades as well. We're gonna have Yankee come and bring his howitzer. It's gonna be a blast.
On the big hill.
Literally. And with the AR, there'd be an opportunity to perhaps do a little bit of pistol or something like that as well.
I know you get an appreciation for shoes up here because it's rocky.
Oh yeah.
The terrain is interesting, and actually that was a cool training aspect because what you have to use to make the shots, you can't just go prone. Prone means you're laying this way.
Yeah, your head is pointed downhill.
So it changes what you think you're going to be able to do, and it makes you learn different things.
Yep. Barrett M82. Bring it, Matt. Let's do it. Cool. A kukri, yes. If you can hit a target at 500 with
Chunk
your
it. You can
kukri.
chunk it.
Yeah, you bring your 6.5.
You can bring 6. I don't care what caliber it is.
Stalwart
I have a
Peacekeeper, what's up,
6.5.
man?
I have several 6.5s. They work really
Yep.
well.
Yeah, the caliber wasn't really as much of the thing as
Caliber doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Optics matter. Caliber doesn't matter.
Yep. That's interesting coming from a guy like you,
Yep.
honestly, because there's so much caliber debate.
Yep.
Like, what round of you would tell me with 6.5 arc,
No, the 6mm arc.
6 arc, and then 6 PRC or you,
6.5 PRC.
That's what I said. Yeah, I
What
know.
was my gun that blew you away? Do you remember the caliber?
The gun that blew you away.
The one that was so
The
smooth.
little
shooting.
one. The little one.
22
22 Dasher.
Dasher.
He looked at it, he's like, I've never even heard of this thing.
Well, I can honestly tell you that I haven't heard of half the calibers we've messed with this week.
Yeah. Yeah, 375 Shy-Tac, that was cool. And I'm telling you, that 375 had like no recoil.
Yeah, it's nothing like a 50.
Yeah.
The back pressure, like you shoot a 50 and you do it twice and you're like, I'm done. I
Yeah.
quit. You shoot a
slingshot.
375 all day.
Yeah, that was. I still can't believe that armor stopped that freaking bullet.
Oh man, the armor was cool.
Yeah, that was what, a 300 grain bullet?
350 grain bullet.
And-
Going
Knocked the
30,
target
70.
over though.
Yeah.
Knocked
Knocked-
the target over.
Like it
Oh,
detached
yeah.
the wrapping and everything.
Yeah, it just. Yeah,
Oh, it's a
it was
beast.
phenomenal. Straight shooter, the 375. It sounds like the Watchers is coming to class. Awesome. So, all right, cool. So then we will set up the details. Of course, we'll get with y'all, and we'll put it in the store, in the training store. So where would there be an age requirement for the class, Daniel?
If you have your parents' permission, no.
There you go.
I mean, if you're old enough to do this, you can shoot a gun. I don't care.
Do some land nav and cloudcroft for that course. It's going to be set up like an op.
How do you know about Cloudcroft? You must know about New Mexico.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it earlier.
What's up, Tactically Tora? Write that shit up. Roger that, Anthony. Heartland, Twitch, outstanding job instructing the Stop the Bleed class in Paola. I was the volunteer casualty. I'm happy to report that the feeling is back in my left fingers.
I'm sorry, bro.
That's awesome.
But you remember it.
Yeah, you do. To that point, on refugetraining.com, there are 6 different classes.
6.
2 of them are in Philadelphia. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we got the
You
new
got-
responder class in Philadelphia.
Yep. So you've got a level 1 in Springfield, Missouri. That's coming up really quick. So if you're in the Springfield area, go right now to refugetraining.com. Then 3 days after that, there's a Responder 1 Stop the Bleed, which is in Fort Smith, Arkansas, second largest city in Arkansas. And by the way, I will be in both Springfield and in Fort Smith. So if you're like, Bear, are you going to be there? The answer to that is yes. Then we have a level 1 4-hour Stop the Bleed curriculum in Roanoke, Virginia. We have a level 1 4-hour Stop the Bleed curriculum in San Antonio, Texas. Then we've got level 1 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we also have a level 3 in Philly. And level 3 is the 8-hour civilian TAC Med Care Under Fire class.
Y'all are going to love that.
We are going to just shoot, stab, and blow the crap out of each other at that class.
That class, I was joking earlier, it's like, I think people are going to get tired of doing. There's not going to be a lot of sitting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of doing.
Yeah. Eat your Wheaties that morning.
So let me tell y'all something cool about the Refuge Medical Training Kit, the SOB kit specifically. Mm-hmm. We showed it to a guy.
I'm gonna pan this way.
Yeah,
just
do
for
it,
a
man.
A guy. Do you know what I mean now when I say a guy?
One of those guys.
One of those
Start
guys.
winking at them, maybe they'll get it.
He opens it up. I said, I don't think we can get this to you guys. And he said, why not? And he opens it up. He's like, well, we don't need these gloves. We'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take this. Can I take these? I'm like, whoa, whoa. That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys have been. I said they've been grabbing them up like candy bars.
Yeah. I'm literally grabbing them up like candy
Which
bars.
is very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I just ran, again, for some product testing on my own, like, because I get into this stuff. I ran multiple types of plates. In the
Oh,
last-
he gets into this
Oh
stuff
yeah.
all day long. I'm
it's
like,
like
bro, I
they
don't even want
pay
to put
me.
those on.
It's like they pay me to do this job. So I was like, I'll make the most of this time. We got armor I've never gotten to mess with before, so I'll wear all of it. So I tossed on like every item
You
they
did.
had.
You wore all of
Yeah.
it.
In the last 3 days, I think I've spent like 20 hours in plates, and
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally.
I've ran around, I've shot it. It's been all kinds of fun. And along with that, I wore an SOB kit the entire time as well, and love it. Now I'm coming from an end of things where I like a leg bag, like that's the world I was in.
Yeah.
Dude, I love.
You want an EMT bag duct taped to your thigh.
Shut up. I like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever done a live. This is super hard to read.
See.
Yeah, like
And
I can't even
that's why we
see
do
that
this.
far.
I know, and people get really upset. They're like,
I
"Bear,
mean, you
didn't
can
my
literally
duct
see a comment for a second and then it's gone.
Yeah, and it's this big.
Yeah.
It's that big. So it's easier to do on.
I know my
PC.
kids are sitting here laughing at me,
Yeah.
saying, "I can't believe you can't see that, Dad. You can do it, but I can't."
Yeah.
Like, no, he can see 1,000 meters, but
Well, there's 25 power optic. If we had one of those, yeah. Love the SOB. Need to pick one up. Thanks, Mr. D.
it's awesome.
It's awesome. You need to pick it up.
Yeah, we've been having a good time. Those plates are. You'll see video on the plates
Yeah.
too.
Again, I said it's a good thing that we don't steal.
Yeah.
There's been all kinds of plates.
We've
that
had
are
a
awesome.
lot of opportunities to do some cool stuff, man.
I took a set of these plates the first day and put them in my carrier and literally threw them, like just chucked it.
Yep.
and it went like 40 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And landed, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like totally different world.
Thanks, Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I come from 16 pounds of steel,
yeah.
8 and 8, to like 5 pounds total.
I've got level 4 government ceramics in my carrier, and yeah.
And who wants those?
Well, and after the 3 days,
Not me anymore.
I've been,
You can have these.
I got no skin in the game with these plates, okay? But I'm giving an honest assessment. They were so low fatigue that I told them, I said, these are fatigue free, man. I was
Yep.
like, these do not do anything to
Yep.
my shoulders. Nothing. I didn't even know I was wearing them.
He almost worked
Yep.
at the restaurant.
Yeah, they're
It almost-
for real.
Yeah, he really
for
did.
real. We're
No,
like,
you gotta
hey,
take that off.
Hey, dude,
It's not gonna work.
no plate carrier in a restaurant,
Here in
okay?
Virginia. Hold on.
Yes, they are polyethylene plates.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Are you guys coming to West Virginia? In Virginia says, hey Bear, keep doing the things. What's up, Hobby in Virginia?
I have a soft spot for VA.
What?
You definitely have been doing the things these last 3 days.
Yeah, it's what we do. We
been
do the
trying.
things, and it's honestly been really great to get to know you.
Yeah.
Just hang out, chill. We've spent the last 3 days just like doing dude stuff up in the mountains. It's been awesome.
Basic dude stuff.
Basic dude stuff. What kind of 1911 should I get, Pat? This one. Basic dude stuff. Firewood. Basic dude stuff.
The things. Yeah, and I tell you,
Taking out the trash.
Cleaning your wife's toilet.
the living the things part, guys, like us getting to know each other, that takes time. That's part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
That
definitely
does
part
take
of it.
time, huh? It's
does.
not that easy to break the ice, get everything going,
Well-
finally get everybody out of the way to become friends.
It helps that we all,
Smell bear.
oh
It's
yeah,
tough.
but it helps that
So
we
tough.
don't absolutely hate each other to start off. But at the same time, having the time, energy, and will to spend with people is
Yup.
not everybody's thing, and that's a big part of what we do.
Yeah. Yep.
Intermingling, building network. You know what I'm saying?
We do a lot of peopling.
Yeah, a lot of people.
We do a lot of peopling.
I kneel down and press on people's arteries.
Too many
Peopling.
muscles, Bear. Well, thank you. That's good because recently the internet's just been telling me I'm fat. They're correct, but I don't want to hear it every day. So, will you do a review on the plate carriers and plates, etc.? Are you using corn-fed? Yes, we
Yes.
will, brother.
Hey, we shot a Cried JPC with PMags fully loaded just to see what it'd be like when you got shot.
And that was your idea.
It was my idea. It was cool. It
Because
was
you're
fun.
like, nobody runs around with an empty carrier. There's at least going to be mags here when the round comes in.
And everybody was like, "You're shooting a Cried JPC? Yep. You're shooting magazines with loaded ammo? Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't have to. The cool thing is, though, you asked about those carriers, and if we're going to talk about them, already done, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
we
watch.
did the carrier.
Stay tuned. You'll see it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of videos on those plates as well.
Yeah, we
yeah.
did a bunch of videos on plates.
I did a speed test to just compare. Yeah, that'll be coming.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah,
you
you did.
guys, what?
I missed it. What would you guys do if your wife, girlfriend took the C19 jab without your knowledge, then informed you after? I would get your house in order because it's not in order.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
So you can't have secrets. No secrets. And that goes in my household. That's a big one. You don't make, like, if I went and got a cancer treatment that my wife didn't know about, it might be needed, but we got to talk first.
Yep.
You don't hide that stuff.
Yep.
But how did you find out about it if she didn't tell you?
Good question.
I'd first make sure that really happened before I started a fight.
That's a really good point, too.
Yeah.
I just turned 50 July 4th, and I'm a vet, and I'm getting hard to stay in shape. 75 hard.
It's tough. You know what? I started January 21st, but I didn't even know about the 75 hard. You know what? If you just start walking, it'll change your life.
Yeah, and don't drink calories.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
drink calories.
Don't drink calories.
Drink water and Gatorade.
Yep.
You're 46, I'm 40.
75 hard. What else we got going on? See you in Philly. Thanks, Wild Man.
Awesome.
Any thoughts on Safe Light
You're right.
body armor?
No beer. No beer. Safe
Yep.
Life body armor, it's not the same as what we were using. I'll just tell you, we're using Shot Stop. You can find it at aolisdefense.com. Type in bear for a discount.
Nice.
And I don't know an enormous amount about the armor you were just asking, but I've watched some testing and reviews, and you just really got to know what you're looking for.
It's
Because-
pistol armor.
Kind of, because they can't even say it's officially level 3. It depends, because it stops some, but it just depends. You need
Yeah.
to look up what you're looking for.
Yep.
Look, when it comes to life-saving equipment, cheap is not the answer.
Yeah, and you should really do your homework too, because what one guy, well, the NIJ standardized all of it. Asterisk. There was a question that came through. Where is it? It's right there. Seth Graves. Can I put sugar in a 5-gallon bucket of Mylar? You absolutely can. It's going to get hard over time. That's okay. Just have a hammer around.
So my wife does a lot of cooking, and she actually does that now. Like, 'cause sugar will do that, and what you do is you literally just start shipping it off or shaving it off. Depending on the packaging, once you get a shard of it, you can literally just start filing it, and it'll become crystallized again.
Still be good.
Yeah.
Bear, how long will 140 pounds of rice and 50 pounds of beans last 3 adults and 5 children? Well, James Strawn, you need 2 pounds per person per day. So you have 8 people, and you have 190 pounds, and now you're going to make me do math.
You know what you
So,
can do? Let me tell you why
24
you're
days.
thinking, Mel. Add olive oil. Olive oil is a lot of calories.
24 days.
24?
24 days. Throw the sugar in a coffee blender. There you go. Jay Johns knows. That man can cook. Okie Storm Chaser's in here as well. That man can cook. Thoughts on the Fraz soft armor? If it doesn't stop rifle rounds, that's not armor to me.
Our American culture now is AR-15. You need to be able to, your minimum threat needs to be AR-15.
I agree with that.
So I can say a slightly different opinion because I've worn primarily soft armor for a good portion of time as a cop. The reason we wore it was because of weight. And so the conversations that we've had the last few days, that was a thing where I was like, the hard plates that stop rifle rounds weigh as much as my soft armor did. That's amazing. There is considerations though to be had for what you're gonna do in it. Because again, I had to be able to get in and out of cars a lot. We had to be able to chase people a lot. There's factors. So I actually still own soft armor. I have yet to do any training in it since I stopped being a cop.
Yep.
But I do train a lot in a lot of gear.
Because the scope of work for you has changed.
That's exactly my point.
Yep.
So if you're into preparedness and you're not restricted like I was, they wouldn't let me wear hard plates, guys. We had rules.
Yep.
So if you're not in that environment, what threat are you
You're
foreseeing?
still trying to read that.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
hard to read
I
this.
know.
I mean, it's so hard to read this. I gotta just explain to you guys how fast
So
this
you probably
goes.
just have to lean forward.
Yeah, you just have to do this.
What is it that y'all are saying?
Put the sugar in a volcanic bowl and grindstone. Thanks, Corvus Cole. Grindstone? What?
Grind it with a stone?
Grind it with a power stone? Like You Suck at Cooking? You ever watch that channel?
No.
I love that channel. If you ever just want to laugh like an idiot for no good reason,
Yeah.
watch the YouTube channel You Suck at Cooking.
Oh, I'll have to do that.
It's phenomenal.
My wife gets into the cooking shows anyway.
Bear, you're gonna go to Pat's in Philly. If I can get just cheesesteak, not on bread, just the steak and the cheese, then the answer is yes. Did you see the New Mexico cop that got killed in the freeway by a Mexican mafia member? I didn't.
I
did
sure
not.
did. I did. I actually. I mean, it's a sad story. Border Patrol should have warned him. It was a Mexican hitman, and he shot him with an AR pistol. He was very good. And the officer, Adrian, that shot him back did amazing. State police officer right down the road here. Returned fire. Actually, I can't remember if he took a round, but he fell and he returned fire and he stopped the threat and he did very good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Sad though.
Staying in the fight, very good.
We were talking about that earlier. Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Don't quit. You know, that's something we talk about. Somebody's talking about they need to come over and use their bear effect. Yeah,
Yep.
they do. Because there's a lot of stuff we hit on that you don't get to just stop.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. Freedom for all. Yeah, again, please check out Refuge Training. There's dates in Philly. There's immediate dates within the next week or so in Springfield, Missouri. So if you're, and here's the deal. I hear all the time from people, well, hey, for example, one guy was like, I said, we're going to go to Cleveland. He said, well, you really need to go to Columbus. Bro, I'm in your state. Come see us.
Yeah.
I live in Oklahoma. The fact that I'm going to be in your state, come see us, okay? And we drove 13 hours to come out here and hang out with Trey, okay? Sometimes you just got to make a move.
It's a dedication thing.
And-
Do you want to be there or not?
Right.
I drove 5 hours to be here with the bear.
Exactly.
Hey, whoever,
Cleveland.
a couple of deals back,
Cleveland.
you're right. We
Yep.
probably did train that Mexican assassin. You're probably right.
That was us. You caught us.
I think he means the Gov. I don't think they mean our country.
Cleveland is coming. But here's my point. Springfield, Missouri. If you live in the state of Missouri, that's your class. Go. You've got a few days left to sign up for Springfield, Missouri. Fort Smith, Arkansas. If you live in western Arkansas or eastern Oklahoma, that's your class. We will see you there. San Antonio, Texas. If you're in South Texas, we will see you in San Antonio, Texas. Philadelphia is the farthest northeast we are going. I'm not going into New Jersey. I'm not going into New York. I'm
You don't like the
certainly not
city?
going into Connecticut.
We literally drew lines on a map
Yes, we did.
around things we weren't going to.
There is nothing farther east or north than Philadelphia that we are going to. And so if you're in Connecticut and you want to come to this class, Philadelphia is the class for you, or New Jersey, or New York, or Maryland, or I don't care where. We're not coming farther east than Philadelphia because I will not be a felon when I come to your state. Okay? So, please check out refugetraining.com. All the dates are there, and we very much so want to see you guys there. I will be at most of the classes. I won't be at all of the classes. I just simply can't do it, but I will be at most of the classes. I will absolutely be at the Missouri class and the Arkansas class, and I will be at the Cleveland class as well. So,
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. And guys, the fact that we're going to Virginia is a new one too.
Yep.
I mean, Roanoke's right off of two main roads. There's an airport there. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these places. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get to, meaning airports if needed.
Yep.
Things like that.
Yep. So, yeah.
Hey, who was moving to California? Repost that comment. Oh, it's way back there, bro. Way,
Is it?
way back there. I mean, I'm telling you, they go so fast. Whoever was moving to California, you had a question about any suggestions about moving to California. My suggestion is don't.
Yeah, wrong direction.
And
my
then my
sister-in-law
other
moved.
suggestion on that is when you do, just live like you live here. Sounds like you're not going to have a choice. So
Yeah. So Cornfed and his wife did drive to class 12 hours for their honeymoon.
Yep.
So when people are like, and I get it, it's everybody has different levels of interest. But we did a class in Texas, that had people from New Hampshire and Alaska at it.
Yep.
So, and I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm in New Mexico right now.
Well, the
So-
Oklahoma class, we had a guy drive all the way from California, 20 hours.
Yep.
We had a dude come to the Indianapolis class all the way from Canada.
Yes, we did, and
He
you
did
beat him
19
up in the class.
He did 1,900 miles.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So
And yeah, we did beat him up. He loved it though.
he did. He was
It's
a
all-
really
it's
good
all in good
sport.
fun.
So, and my point is, if you want to train with us, these are the dates that we've got, and we're honored to have the opportunity to train you. But
Yeah.
if you see a Cleveland date, don't expect a Columbus date and a Cincinnati date. There's a Cleveland date, right? You see the Philly date, don't expect a Trenton, New Jersey date because there's a Philly date. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I didn't see the California thing. Let's see. I was at the Indy class. Yes, you were. What's up, Iron Man? Last Dallas class had a lady from New York City. New York City?
Yeah.
No excuse if you want knowledge. Amen. I'm the cousin they warned you about. At least I'm not as bad as Flannery. You know what? You have had too much to drink tonight, and you are no longer welcome at this channel. Toodles. You've been on the line for a while. Now you're gone. I was at Indy too. Yes, you were. Bear, mortar, and pestle grinding without electrical juice. Yep. Fort Smith class. 6 more months until I can use my VA home loan to buy a home on acreage Praise Yah. He's done miraculous things to make this happen. Joshua Paul, that's awesome. West Virginians should turn out big for your classes. I would hope so. And
Shoot, Virginians should. Have y'all not seen what's going on there? Oh my gosh. I got the heck out of there.
that's a really good point.
Guys, there's been a lot. So that was something we noticed. The biggest demand was coming from the places
Yep.
in the last year that have had riots.
So, no lie. Our number 1 market is Dallas. Our number 2 is Chicago.
Yep.
Our number 3 is Atlanta. Number 4 was Minneapolis. No lie, Kenosha was in the top 10.
Yep.
I mean, it's literally just Portland.
Portland would be.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
I could see
Portland was in the top 10. Yeah.
It's funny when you get an environment where you are forced to the reality that you need this, whatever this is, whether it's a gun, whether it's training, whether it's water. When you get hit in the face with it, well, now people realize that, wow, I don't
Yep.
have what I think I had. Things are fragile.
Hey, Carol, I believe there will be a Birmingham class on the Southern Tour. We're calling it the Peach Tour. We're going to Atlanta, Orlando, Birmingham, and Charlotte. And so pay attention for that as well. So, all right, let's do some more Q&A. I don't want to just be the ShamWow guy of training.
You got to be a lot louder, I was going to say something. A
Yeah.
lot more energetic.
A lot more.
Flamboyant.
Yeah.
Flamboyant.
Wow. Reposting, I am moving to California. I train in Illinois. Having to move to California, I want to continue to train both offensive and defensive trainings. I'm training with CERT plus 2 gun. Jack, yeah.
I've got some good friends that train. So
Sorry,
Just
bro.
a few.
Jason Pike,
I'll just be back here.
Frogman Tactical. I mean, I know you don't want to go to California, but he trains in California a lot. Former team guy. If you have to train there.
I'm not going to California.
Look at him. He's like, I just don't even talk to me about California.
I'm trying to make room for you guys so you can sit forward. I also want you to smell my armpits. That's part of the thing
It's
too.
lovely. At least they're not covered in dirt and it's like like a mushroom.
We were all just covered in dirt.
Oh yeah.
You
For
know,
the last 3
Punisher,
days.
I don't know yet. I have to bring that up to my executive team. Any suggestions? Clear. What? Suggestions for what? When is Charlotte? That's a stalwart peacekeeper question. I'm telling y'all, just pay attention to refuge training, please. If you heard a city that you're excited about, within the next couple of weeks, all those dates will be posted up.
Yeah.
And then also, no kidding, we're gonna figure out how to put together some classes out here with Aeolus.
We've actually got we give y'all pieces at a time. There is a lot going on behind everything that y'all are not getting.
yeah.
As far as when he said the term tours, yes, it's like a band. We're going on tour. Okay, we're going to like regions.
You see that question there? Opinion on a Palmetto State Armory AR-10 quality. I'll let you go first, and then I'll add my 2 cents.
Okay, so here's what I would tell you about that. Basically, every AR platform is made by about 5 different companies. So what I would want to know is what barrel is in that. So and what your goals are. So are your goals precision? Then I would not choose a Palmetto State. Are your goals, I want to be able to shoot 400 meters and put good fire on a target? Then sure, it'd be a great one.
I shot Palmetto, not AR-10, so I know that, but I shot Palmetto rifle the last 3 days. You did too, right? Mm-hmm. It worked for the distances we were talking about. Again, it does kind of like the armor conversation. What do you want to do with it? It matters.
Yep.
What do you expect it to do?
So, and then a lot of the times the answer to that is everything, which is not always the appropriate answer. Now, I have a 20-inch Cold Hammer Forge barrel AR-10 and 308 Win from Palmetto. It's got a 6-18 on top of it, and it's obnoxiously, boringly accurate. It's obnoxiously, boringly accurate. And what I really like about it is, every time you pull the trigger, if you're shooting 175 Sierra Match Kings, if you do your job, they're going to go where you want them to go, but that can get pricey. That Palmetto shooting the Privy 168 grains, it's easy. to shoot a 1-inch group with that gun at 100. It's just that. Now that's a sample size of one. That's the only one I've ever shot like that. It's the only one I have. It's a 20-inch cold hammer forged barrel from Palmetto in 308, and I like it. It's heavy, but that helps settle the gun down. So
Yes, I think we both like
77 grain
Yeah.
is for any kind of defensive or long range shooting is the ammo you want to use. Another guy asked about Rock River. Rock River makes a great rifle. Anything Rock River spits out's worth having.
cool. 100 to 300 meters is my goal right now.
But Palmetto State's fine.
Yep, for sure.
Like, without much effort, the PSA rifles that we were shooting were hitting 440 meter objects.
Armalite's a good rifle. My friend is a salesman there. They make good stuff.
What break do you have on your 10?
I don't like brakes.
Okay, why? Hit it.
Well, I mean, did you shoot next to me today? Or yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I have
I agree, but I don't know if they know.
so I have brakes on big guns, but on on my bolt gun that y'all shot, we have a brake, but that's because it holds a silencer. The GA Precision AR-10 we shot doesn't have one.
So my opinion on it is, sometimes or a lot of the time, you got to consider what is the advantage of the brake or what is the advantage of the flash hider. Mm-hmm. The flash is how someone will locate where you came from.
Oh yeah, they're gonna shoot at the flash.
Yes. So sometimes it's good to not be found.
I broke a couple of Deltons, man. I mean, I really did. In 2020, we broke 2.
Panther is affordable. Brother Bear, do you have any solid recommendations for a holster for the Glock 21 or the Glock 19X? Yeah, so my Glock 19X inside the waistband holster literally came from Jeff Bezos' 5th yacht. I went on Amazon. I was like, Glock 19 holster. Found one. It was like $40. They sent it to me, and I have 0 complaints. I would show you what it is, but YouTube has interesting policies about showing firearms on live streams, and I'm wearing it right now. And then
I am too.
I have a Bravo concealment with a TLR 1HL for the Glock 21 that I run, as well as several others. And to be frank with you, I have enough Kydex to shingle a roof with. That I do. And I get to the point now where I don't even remember what holsters are what anymore.
You didn't like my holster today?
I like your holster.
It's just not his holster.
Savvy.
That's some of it.
Savvy does Kydex, and so I can never remember what his URL is, but if one of the mods has Stalwart Peacekeeper, what's up, brother? If one of the mods has Savvy's link, you can drop that. I think it's ywbdholsters.com. YWBD. Bear, I used to live in Almagordo. Milo, I'm here now. What a coincidence.
So I carry a Glock 19X every day and have for a while. And I actually carry
Just can't keep
a
up.
weapon
You
light
can't.
on
It's not possible.
the 2 holsters that I love for inside the waistband. One with a light is going to be the Crossbreed, and it's like a Super Tuck or something like that. It works fine. Prior to that, if you're not needing a light, I used a Galco for like 4 years.
So like 4 of you asked me why I didn't like brakes. Because when you have to shoot around people, they really suck. If you're just shooting by yourself and nobody else is there, sure, they're great. But when you have to shoot around people, they really suck. As a matter of fact, if you'll remember that very conversation right here, when he posts this video where we're shooting and he shoots right by me and I jump and I'm like, dang, that hurt.
Yep.
And I got a bunch of, I don't even know what I got, powder blast or something on my hand. I don't like brakes.
I got needles from the bush he was bracing against in my neck. I literally pulled one out and showed him. Yeah. That's you didn't
I had
see
no
it,
idea
showed
this
him.
was going on.
Yeah,
This is
you literally
wonderful.
fired a shot. I got hit
Oh,
in
it's
the
on
neck.
camera where I'm like, ouch.
Yep.
Guys, I'm sorry. I literally cannot keep up with what you're doing.
I'm telling you. I saw
Pick and choose, bro.
I saw a comment that I thought was good. Is a 3 to 9 scope okay?
No.
All right. Well,
I mean, for what? For what? For what? Repost and ask me for what?
A 3 to 9 scope for what? That's a good point, because the 1 to 8 that I have on my AR is, or that one particular AR, I think was really good, But a 3 to 9 for what? For shooting deer? Yeah, probably.
Milo, you worked at Holloman. Holloman's right here, right there. So, okay, let's just talk about scopes for just a minute and reticles. I had a Trijicon VCOG on today, right? It's respectively $2,800. You had a primary arms, what was it?
1 to 8. It's like 500. The ACSS.
And Twitch, you had what?
A Vortex Crossfire 2 to 1 to 4.
Okay. Everybody could keep up to 400 meters.
Yeah.
Beyond 400 meters, Twitch wasn't even in the ball game.
Nope.
Wasn't even in the ball game. Ceramic plates any good? Yeah, ceramic plates are good. They're just heavy and you can't drop them. But it's what they get issued today.
And let's say that you don't drop them.
Is, okay, 1 to 6 Vortex. If it's the only thing Vortex has ever done right is the 1 to 6 Gen 2 Razor Mills. 3 of the units that you would like to know about, use them. It's what I would
I'm going
use.
to pan this way just for
Sure,
me.
man, do it.
You need to see it to shoot it. I'm good. I don't like Loophole. I'm friends with a lot of guys at Loophole, but they all break. The Loophole Mark 5 25 power is a good one though.
500 meters with iron sights, pew, no problem. So,
Can you see what you're shooting at?
Yeah, on a
Yeah.
target, you're right.
yeah. And target identification as well. And
We had a lot of combo about that.
and being able to call your hits.
What did I think about laser sights? So you need laser sights at night. You do not need them in the day. Strike Eagle for up to 400. Vortex Strike Eagle breaks.
Yeah, I broke mine.
If you tighten if you torque them down too far on the scope caps, they don't work. You can't torque them down over 18 inch-pounds.
Also, when we make blanket statements in the comments like this optic to this range, guys, I was shooting an AR with 62 grain at 700 yards semi-effectively with a 1 to 8 today. So, in what environmental conditions, with what loading, at what distance, and so it's difficult to make a blanket statement because again, you'll hear people all the time say, "Well, 308's only good to X." We were pounding targets at a kilometer with it, 1,000 meters.
I could take them to 1,500. We just didn't get there. So a couple of questions. Night Force is a great scope. Stick with the ATACR line. Loophole Mark 5, they really did a good job there. Trimmer 3 reticle, I like Trimmer 3 reticles. That's up to you. What optic would I get to go 800 to 1,000 meters on an AR-10? I mean, I have a Schmittenbender on one. I have a Cullis on 2 more. I have Night Force ATACRs. Any top name. I broke Vortex. Look, I have broken, that I can think of now, 11 Vortexes.
Yep. See, you're good at comments. Who is this guy? He knows his stuff. What's up, Logan? This is Dr. Trey with Aeolus Defense. Trey. He's a very accomplished long-range shooter.
Best rangefinder to get. I use a Leica and I use a PEC 25. I guess you cannot get the PLRF 25 or the PLRF 15, so I would use a Leica.
Love from Albuquerque.
You know what? The Vortex Fury binoculars rangefinder works. The binoculars suck in the morning and at night.
I have a $350 Palmetto scope. It's 1 to 4 and it's great for anything 50 meters and in. 100 and farther, it's just too dang hard to see stuff on targets. Well, that's the other thing too, is the clarity of glass. You look through, like the Schmittenbender was on the rifle that I was shooting a couple days ago.
Look at my kid, Ice Tray.
That's cool. Well,
He sings all the time. He's got to have some musical capability.
Yeah.
Y'all miss that.
Thank you to Pastor Joe Fox for posting about my Aeolus. I will tell you guys something. I got to meet Pastor Joe Fox. That man absolutely loves people. I mean, you see it in person that you cannot see on the videos. I'd say that Vice video was pretty good.
yep.
He is a very humble, and he very much cares about people.
Yep.
See, they think you sing too.
Yep.
I do sing
That's
a
his
bunch.
daughter.
That's my other daughter.
Yeah.
I do sing.
It's
We've
pretty
been
awesome.
telling them, they've been making fun of me for singing, Heidi.
That's why he's Dr. Trey, and now he's Ice Trey.
Let's see. Ulfadnar, what's up, brother? Prime Arms 4 to 14, first focal plane ACSS. So I have that in the ARC 2 MOA, not the HUD. The thing that I don't like about the HUD is literally the whole lower quadrant of the scope from here down is just filled with points. It's
Yeah.
too busy for me. I don't like the HUD. So I have 2 of those in the Arc 2 MOA. One's on a 5.56 20-inch, and the other is on a 308 bolt gun. And I like them. I've been honestly impressed with them. Make sure you turn the illuminated reticle off because it'll murder a battery. The battery life on that is like basically non-existent.
I shot that Israeli scope. It's not bad.
So I actually don't like EOTechs usually because it's got a lot going on,
I
and
like
it's not as
EOTechs.
much as that. But like the massive amount of red is just kind of annoying to me. But that's just me.
2 Dr. T's, I'm feeling crowded. Yeah, well, you are legitimately a doctor. He's just Dr. Trey because Dr.
just-
Dre and stuff.
Da 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 da.
Which yelling me is in the nearest future. I yell at everybody.
Yep.
Equal
What's up,
distribution.
Tavar? Prism, primaries, shabba-dabba-da. That's a lot of data. I'm not.
Hey, I got a bunch of 300 blackout ammo. 300 blackout's a great caliber. It was developed from a tier 1 army, and it is a great caliber. If you really understand it and the uses of it, it's really great.
I think it's understanding the uses of it because it seems like, just being honest here.
No. I think it's fine to join the army. You just need to make your mind what it is you want to do. I'm not going to badmouth the armed forces. Would I do it today? But is it okay for you? It may be.
That's exactly my comment. I wouldn't join.
SBR suppressed.
But it may be right for
Let's
you.
talk about a SBR suppressed.
Okay.
We did an 11 and a half, and we did
You cool about paying it this
we
way?
did an 11 and a half, we did a 14 and a half. If you look at all
foot
of these studies, 11 and a half works great with 70 grain barns. It works great with 77 grains. It doesn't work very well with 55 grains at distance, but tell them what happened when you shot the 11 and a half at 440 meters.
With an EOTech.
With an EOTech.
Made a bunch of good hits. I
would not go back to the Marine Corps. You got to still be a Marine, right? You need some crayons. Marines are always Marines.
Yeah. There's no former Marine. There's just active/retired. You're just always a Marine.
But I definitely respect your choice on not wanting to go back. They're not the same. I talk to those guys all the time. They're not the same.
So the 11 and a half on EOTech I wouldn't say that it was easy to make hits.
What did my wife say right there?
Oh, no.
Don't add your wife as a moderator. That'd actually be pretty funny.
Don't add her as well. What did she say?
Guess you need to take your wife to the beach to even out that farmer's tan.
He's so
I think that's a good idea. Hold on. All right, so listen, Bear Nation, do you think Dr. Trey needs to take his wife to the beach?
No.
Yes
She
or
just got
no
back
in the
from the
comments.
beach.
No, you don't understand the last too much. If you could get a class from the Bear Nation, you could also get a trip to the beach from the Bear Nation. Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
See the power of a live stream?
Okay, honey, you're going to the beach.
Congratulations. I feel like the guy with the giant check. You've won a trip to the beach. Jody Whipple, what's up, bro? No beach. She needs to go train. I don't think she needs to go train.
She'll be fine. She's
Yeah.
got me.
You're at the beach just missing water. That's no joke.
That's
Yeah,
for
white
dang
sands
sure.
are here.
You know what?
for dang
Actually,
sure.
I'm so dry. I'm gonna go get a water. Y'all want one?
Yeah, you mind grabbing one? We'll
Not at all.
commandeer your
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Take
y'all
my
got
kids too.
Hang on. Look, you lost a shoe.
I'm going to tell you guys,
That
this
was
is
tragic.
crazy to read these questions. What gun questions do you have? I like answering gun questions way better than beach questions.
It's almost like you like guns.
I like guns.
What's up with that?
Not the beach. The
I
beach
like-
is too hot. I mean, it was 100 degrees here, but
I was
it's
gonna say
hot.
we can't talk about heat. Which, by the way, if you're from a place that's got humidity, this ain't hot. I haven't sweat really
can't
in
handle
3
it.
days. Let's see what you got. Somebody was talking about something. Hang on. I'm commandeering the tab.
Yeah, I push the buttons with my fat fingers. And,
Sheba scope 6x32.
no.
Okay.
No.
Do. What you go to? EDC. Oh, hit it.
I carry a Glock 48 with shield magazines in it.
Anything else? What is your pocket carries?
I carry a Benchmade bug out. I now start carrying a tourniquet.
Dang right you do.
I do. I
Don't
mean,
sit next
look,
to me.
I thought that I knew how to do a tourniquet, and I mean, I didn't do bad.
No, you didn't do
but
bad.
she really helped me a lot better. What is required for the Aeolus class? It depends on which class. I do have a YouTube channel. It's aeolusdefense.com. We just started it. I'm going to be doing tips there and on Patreon.
Just the tip.
Reviews. Just the
tip with Dr. Trey.
Yeah, we named it already.
They did name it for me. So I'm going to be doing reviews on different
Hey, man.
items.
Hey, boo. Oh,
That's
there we
cool.
go. All right.
This is, I feel like, no, you could, now it's just weird. You leaned back into my arm. It's okay.
That ain't as weird as what Dudley did. Can't talk about that.
So,
Hey, he made my back feel better.
Gotta go to the beach. Get your wife.
you owe your wife a trip to the beach.
Away from Dudley.
What?
That water looks
that?
funny. It's Gatorade.
What the hell was I gonna say? Somebody was asking for an equipment
Any
list.
singing included in
EDC.
your classes,
Talking about
yes.
EDC.
365 Creedmoor or 308. Look, it really doesn't matter. The 308 the barrel life on it is like 10 times that of a 6.5 Creedmoor. But 6.5 Creedmoor has arguably taken over 308. I'm not gonna argue that. I have a couple of them and I have a lot more 308. I don't care.
Bring T-Triple-C to New Mexico. So here's the thing. When we do the join up with Aeolus, we will bring T-Triple-C to New Mexico.
One an H&R 9-shot 22 revolver. I had one of those. It was a fun gun.
Or a 25 ACP.
Dude, I wouldn't
6
take
plus
any
1
of those.
pocket pistol.
Then take the
You have
H&R.
to pick one.
Take the
I was
H&R.
gonna say I'm gonna beat you to death with the H&R. Single
Single-stage
stage
or two-stage trigger for what?
for a battle rifle.
Two-stage trigger. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. Two-stage trigger is proven to be the very best. Single-stage trigger, nobody uses them.
Do the boys have a website? Yeah, Aeolus.
Aeolus Defense.
AEOLAS. AEOLAS.
LUS.
Whatever.
You can't even spell it in front of you.
This right here.
There you go.
AEO. Alpha Echo Oscar Lima Uniform Sierra. There, you guys love it when I do that. See that? That's what it is right there. Is that actually backwards in real life?
Dude in the tank top. Sorry I don't know your name. Saw you yelling at Zeke. Yeah, about the tourniquet.
Two-stage guys, Lee is
Thought
the
he was
yes.
gonna crap his pants. So I'm not entirely sure that he didn't. I don't remember the odor, but it may have been there, and I was just excited. You know, but you don't notice the things. It's Twitch. That's what everybody calls me. He was a pretty cool dude. I'll give you that because I'm skeptical of reporters, real bad, and he did pretty good. And his team that was with him were really cool.
Yeah, you know, they wanted to come to our homestead at first.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't going to happen. And so we met them at the office. And now, having met them at the office and seen the even-handedness that they employed in their piece, I would have led them to the homestead. But
I
just don't know that,
I don't like sight
you know?
charging. Sight type for an AK-47. I use an aim point.
so I was going to ask you, I forgot to ask you this earlier. I know my opinion on the matter, but what do you think about Bear Creek Arsenal?
I mean, look, if you want one, that's cool. They don't shoot that well, though.
Yeah. Any experience with the Rev Medics tourniquet? Nope.
None.
Cat, soft T wide, pick one. I don't care which, just pick one.
And if not
I
that,
like
if
the
it's on a
cat.
child, the SWAT.
Yep.
There you go.
Aeolus Defense, let's go. We're here. Calm down.
We already
Calm
left.
Down. Calm down, child. Calm down. Come on, fellas, don't be that. This is a hypothetical. Ain't nobody just. What? Playing. What are you talking about, Half Bean?
I'm sorry. I mean,
Might
they're
have
going
missed
so
something.
fast that I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
Water, sports drink, who cares? Yeah,
guys,
drinking
I
drink.
also have a water. Let's play the game where we don't criticize everything that Bear does. Okay, all of it.
That's
Just a
gross.
smidgen of
Bear, is that gray in your beard?
No
Yes, it
cigars.
is.
I know it's a
Inside.
non-smoking building.
Zeke
Tika.
seemed like a good dude.
Tika's a great rifle.
Yep.
Vortex HG Gen 2. Okay, look, the Gen 2 Razor's okay. I don't like them because they're heavy.
You know, the cool thing about Zeke was he actually, after we interacted with him, and what you see on camera after they
do do a lot of
edited,
reloading.
seems to be the same.
Yep.
Actually. That was kind of cool.
I agree.
His demeanor and personality didn't take some massive left turn in the like the narrations where they really could have messed us up. He could have altered the direction of that video, no matter what the footage was, based on his narration and how they edited, and they didn't. So give him props. You know?
For sure.
I think it's actually going to encourage people in preparedness. I think that.
I think so too.
I think most people are going to look at that and say, wow, they're not as crazy as I thought these people should be. I think that's where they're going to go. Even if they still aren't to the point where, hey, I'm going to go do that. I think it's intriguing because I've watched a lot of Vice videos where you leave it and you're like, no, don't give me that.
Long-term storage? Best ammo for all ammo will be fine for long-term storage.
What do you think about 223 Wild?
Well, so 223 Wild is just a chambering, and all they do is just ream the throat out just a little more, so you can shoot 5.56 or 223 through it. So that's what I prefer on all my guns.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Is it actually more accurate, or is that just a myth?
No, it's not more accurate. The barrel is what's accurate, and then how much of a chamber job, how far do they let out the lands and the grooves? You know, did they throw it out a little too far? Did they not? It's just the barrel is. Criterion's a good barrel. But 223 Wild is a chambering. It doesn't have anything to do with accuracy.
Okay. Because I've shot some 223
Hope
Wilds
you like my
that
review.
were not accurate at all.
So, and one of the reasons that may be is because 223 Wild has a longer throat, and so if you shot a shorter bullet, it may not jump the lens good enough to hit.
Okay, that's good to know. Modern Frontiersman, I appreciated your honest review, which is why I shared it. Thank you. And that would really be funny if they weren't a chick. You know, you guys, you need to just simmer down. You need to just simmer.
We're at that hour where there's not water in people's diets.
I know. Bear. This dude knows his stuff. What's up, Arkansas Living? I know he knows his stuff. That's why we're going to come out here and bring the opportunity for y'all to train with him to you. Because we've spent 3 days out here. We're pretty good at sniffing bullshit, and he doesn't have any, at least not when it comes to this. Maybe when it comes to time to take his wife to the beach, that's a whole nother story. But as far as, putting rounds on target, Trey knows what he's talking about.
Hard to maintain a fake knowledge base for 3 days.
Yeah, while you're out in the environment doing it. So,
that's right. Hard to BS your way through that all the time.
Open the video screen and blah, blah, blah. Well, you're not going to the beach, Ross. It's not for you. Any thoughts on Aiken Arms custom builds?
I've never heard of them.
Me either.
Me either. How's that for an answer?
Not a good sign.
That in of itself is an answer.
He just rattled off 1,000 optics and rifles and types, and he didn't hear of that one.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
What caliber to have in a smaller package that can own everything to 100 meters and in?
Oh, I think that's at 1,000 meters.
1,000, it did, yeah. You're right.
So the new gun that we're working on is an MRGGA. Zev makes it. It's a short frame 308. You can get it in a short frame 6.5 Creedmoor, and SW put out the package for it where that's what I would choose.
NSW, when you say that, I know what you mean, but they don't know what that means.
Look it up. It's a secret. Secret.
Some of them know what it means. The N stands for nuclear. The S is for skydiving, and the W is whaling.
Arc is because 6mm arc was put out from Damneck. It was by a request from Damneck, and it's actually a really good gun, but you need a longer barrel for it. They're asking for a 12-inch, and it's not going to work.
How much freeboard do you run on your long-range rifles?
10,000 more or less. So it depends on which long-range rifle you're talking about. I mean, literally, what caliber? Because it depends.
It's official. I got the Cub Pro. I got my Schmuck, and my wife's on board to get one for a couple of kids too. The ribbon of blue numbers 15 and 38. Awesome. Bless you.
Thinking about getting stuff for your kids, that's a big thing. Medical kids, medical training.
Walter, thank you.
Armor, maybe? Question mark for your kids. We were talking about that in the last few days.
Very few armor could they actually lift, right?
Yeah,
very
that's
few,
not the case now.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to America, how free are you tonight?
America.
Oh, dude.
We've
been so free.
I'm gonna say America about 250 years ago.
See, so
Yeah.
barrel. It's very odd. Owen works. I broke. I mean, I shot a bunch of Owen works. Broke a couple.
7 mag versus 30-06 for 1,000-yard shooting.
So 7 mag's way better. 7 mag's barrel life is way worse.
Kit your kids.
I say that 7 mag depending on your bullet, man. If you go get 150 grain Remington Core Lock versus 190 grain Sierra Match King and the 30-06, the 30-06 is going to beat it.
Right?
How big is your?
That's what I said.
Yeah, Bear already told him that.
I whispered that in
My
his
bug
ear.
out bag so far from home is this big. My gear is in all the back of the truck though. They'd have a bad day.
Oh, man. All right, what other questions do we have?
Y'all ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Well, there. What's up, Mary? Not Dr. Trey.
Trey. Da.
Coming to Kentucky anytime soon.
We're coming near Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may be back at or around the Nashville area. Rare breed triggers. Any idea?
I've never heard of them. Get a Geisley. Get a Trigger Tech, but I use Geisley.
Howdy, y'all from Houston, Texas. Love the Vice. Missed it. Love the Vice.
Remington.
Shalom, Andy Barnes. Shalom, y'all. Thank you for all you do. Thanks,
Thank
Mill,
you.
right?
What does that say right there? Remington 700 what? Hope that helps. You know, the Remington, okay, they got rid of those because they're long actions and now they don't, now they shoot through Barrett. Geisley is good. Geisley's the best. Get the Geisley SSA trigger. If you want to do, if you think you want to do precision, get the SSAE, but you don't really need it.
People keep asking us why we're not smoking cigars without realizing that.
Y'all see this?
Hey, guys.
Window.
We're inside.
Look,
There's
see?
no smoking in hotels.
See this? This is the inside of a building.
It's debatable whether you'll
See-
be able to smoke in
see,
your own home eventually.
This is a window right here. Then this is a reflection.
So somebody asked about Louisiana and Mississippi. I think I recall Mississippi in the upcoming,
I know.
but it's not posted yet. We got tours.
ARs,
Email
all
sales
weeks.
at refugetraining.com.
Yes.
No, Remington's quality hasn't returned. Will you go back to that last question that they asked? Keep going down. Remington's quality hasn't. One more. Right there. What does that say?
Why might my ARs of all length twist rates like 223 Wolf Steel and Wolf Gold 55 grain more than any other weight 5.56?
Why does it like it? Is that what you're asking me? So it likes it because how far it's jumping the lands. So it's not necessarily the ammo, it's the length of the ammo and the grain bullet that you're shooting.
I'm single stage fan for precision. I'm headed to Tennessee in a few days. We'll tune in for a while there.
I like single stage for precision, but they when they get dirty out here, they take a chance on not working.
What's up, Romans? Didn't CZ just take over Remington recently?
The answer to North Carolina is yes.
Last I saw, the Navajos were trying to buy them, but maybe CZ did.
You know, I heard that too.
I was talking to them.
I don't know if they did or not, but I've heard that
It
too.
would have been great. It would have been 8A. They'd have knocked it out of the park.
What's up, Noah West? No, nobody has asked me which polymer frame striker fired 9mm pistol to buy so far tonight, because Trey's here and they want to know lots of other things.
Hang on. CT Virginia training. Cool. Sorry.
You should be so.
I'm sorry I touched it.
The Wolf works better than any other brand. Okay, Hill people.
Keep shooting the wolf, but it has to do with how far your throat is throated out versus how far your bullet's jumping the lands. I didn't see the last question about the Geisley. Best quality 308 ammo for practice shooting. What are you shooting? If you're trying to shoot distance, then shoot the 175
That's-
grain Sierra Match King.
That's Bama. It's the same guy who asked about the AR, Palmetto AR 100 to 300. So, I mean, M80 ball 147 grain.
You know what?
Hornady.
Hornady's, if you can find Hornady ELDM or ELDX in any grain, that's really good ammo.
We were talking about that earlier. Of recent time, because ammo is expensive no matter what you're getting, I've found places that are selling Tula 223 for $1 a round.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Shoulder
so
holsters
instead of me doing that, because I already got plenty of training ammo, what I'm doing now is buying much smaller quantities as I can afford it of much better ammo. For example, the Hornady ELD match, like 75, 77 grain, something like that. And then I've got Hornady Frontier in like 68 grain that my rifle really likes for some reason.
Hornady used to never scream quality, but it's becoming pretty good ammo.
Cool shirt, Bear. Y'all shoot any Nephilim off of that mountain? Nope, didn't see any.
Not yet. We
But
had
if-
enough firepower.
That's
But
what
if
they'll
we-
say.
But if we did, we would have. 223 versus 7.6239. What is your personal choice for fighting defense rifle?
Okay, so we did this question like every day, right? If I was buying a new rifle right now, I would stick with either the Geisley Super Duty, the Daniel Defense, Bravo Company. Those would be where I stayed, and I would get the Vortex Razor Gen 2. It's the only Vortex that I would buy in the 1-6. I would not buy the 1-10 because when you're working close, it's kind of weird in the eye box.
So what about the caliber? Because they were specific.
Caliber, I would get a
5.56 or-
5.56.
Okay.
I would not get a 7.62, but I only wouldn't get a 7.62 because the likelihood of you getting 5.56 is easier to do in a bad situation.
That's what they call battlefield pickup.
Daniel Defense
In
is
the
nice, but it's
SHTF
expensive. It is nice,
community.
but it's expensive, but it works, you know?
Gotta say that.
Team guys were using them for years.
I had somebody try to convince me on YouTube one time they were going to do battlefield pickup for all their preparedness needs.
I've heard this. It basically starts with like a hatchet, then you work your way up to
Yeah.
a kingdom.
I'm
Like
like,
it's
if you
some
do-
kind of video
I've been
game.
watching Walking Dead way too much.
Yeah.
Playing Minecraft way too much.
LMT's a good rifle.
I like 7.6239 because I like the chunka.
The what now?
That chunka. Comma. If my go-to rifle is in 5.56.
Trigger Tech's a great trigger. 7.6239 will just rip a car to pieces, where a 5.56 really doesn't. So there's advantages for both. 300 Blackout will rip a car to pieces too.
I mean, there's something to be said for 30 caliber bullet.
You ever shoot
As
the
compared to not.
CZ75? No, I shot a lot of CZ Shadows.
That's an interesting noise. Chunka. Will it rip a luggage cart to shreds? Yeah. There is not.
Well, whoa.
Arkansas Prepper Network. Hey, what's up, Arkansas? Arkansas Liv's question: how about a preferred hunting optic that crosses well over into the 1,000+ meter range? Been looking at some primary arms stuff.
So I'm not a primary arms guy. Bear would answer that better for you. But if I was getting one, I would get a Night Force probably. Probably if you need a budget-minded scope, if you need a scope right now and you need a budget-minded scope, I would go to the top name brands. I would go to Sniper's Hide or Long Range Hunter, and I would buy a used one with a lifetime warranty.
I think it's also important to point out that most of the shooting that when we were shooting 308 at 1,000, you were on 8 power,
Yeah. For most of it, and then I did move up to 10 just to try it. I
Yeah.
did not like 12.
and I had a 5 to 25, and I did some shooting at 25, but it was not necessary in order to stay on target. I backed down to 15.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, the first shots that I took at it were at 10 power. And so,
SIG MCX is a good gun. I hold the cold bore world record, 2,320 meters, 2,537 yards, hit it cold bore in front of a bunch of Army instructors. And I had a Cullis Gen 2, and I shot it on 14 power. About 12 to 14 power is how you can see through all the optical anomalies. The original reason why they did that was Schmidt and Bender started at making first focal plane, and they started making the higher power scopes so that you could act as your own spotter and turn back. And the Marine Corps chose the 5 to 25 over the 3 to 12 so that they could act as their own spotter. They're supposed to back it back off, but do they? I don't know.
In case y'all haven't gathered, there's absolutely no reason you should want to come and train with this man.
at all. He knows nothing about long range shooting.
spoon
told you,
bee
you can't BS your way through
was
3 days.
bug with the CAG. So CAG is
big.
big with the CAG. They were. Larry helped them with the short dot. They do not shoot them anymore, but they were, yes. Canic is actually a good pistol, dude. I shot a Canic. I tried to break it. I couldn't.
So, and again, getting back to what we were talking about earlier, in 1 hour, now I'm not a brand new shooter, neither is Twitch, but in 1 hour, we went from setup to engaging targets with 308 at 444 meters to 1 kilometer shots repeatedly
Yep.
in 1 hour under the tutelage of this man.
Yep.
So,
And so, I mean, I know we keep talking about the 308. I have 308s, I have 6.5 Creedmoors, I have 6mm Creedmoors, I have 338 Norma, 338 Lapua. I have a 300 PRC, I have a 300 Win Mag. I have a lot of different calibers, none of them matter to me. I can take you with whatever caliber you would like to have. We shot 308 because I got like 20,000 rounds. Best deer rifle for 700 meters. You know what?
get closer.
I do not like the NX8. I broke an NX8. It pissed me off. But my buddy loves it. Best deer rifle for 700 meters. 6.5 PRC is what I would go with. It's probably one of my most favorite right now.
So, but again, if you want to learn how to shoot your AR from 0 to 500, like that, or shoot your bolt gun or gas gun AR-10 to 1,000, it's like 12 slots. I think that's what we talked about. There's only 12 slots.
12 slots.
It's going to be very competitive for the slots.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just start planning now.
It's not going to be cheap. I don't.
Cheap is not good and good is not cheap.
It's just so expensive to come out here. I mean, it's cost us several $1,000s just to be here.
Yeah.
No, I don't live in Alamogordo. I drive 5 hours to get here.
Price. Don't know yet, but we'll let you know, brother.
This is something that's going to be actively planned. This has been discussed for
Who
about a
is
day
your
now.
long-range trainer? Me.
This is Trey with Aeolus Defense.
You mean who trained him?
A lot of people trained me.
Yeah.
And your taxpayer dollars had a lot to do with that as well. I didn't know you were coming to New Mexico. How do you keep up with your events? I didn't see info on your website. That's very intentional.
This was private.
You didn't know I was coming to New Mexico for this private gig because I didn't want people to know I was coming to New Mexico for this private event. But public events are at refugetraining.com. And we will be doing, again, we have multiple training events for medical there, and we'll be pairing with Trey on some long range stuff as well. And we need a petition, Bear Nation. Everybody start emailing Rex. We got to get the
How would you rate the
4 of
British?
us together.
The Brits are better, bro. Or girl.
Yeah, literally start
Brits
emailing
have better
Rex
equipment. They just
saying
have
he needs
better
to
equipment
come.
and better ammo
Yep.
out the gate.
Yeah, what is that? What is that website where you can like go start a petition for the federal government?
Oh Lord, I don't know. I just don't waste time doing that now.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem to work.
right. Did
Don't
you know,
suck petition.
Yeah. Are the medical responder 1 classes similar to the combat lifesaver training? Are there updates over the last? Oh, there are lots of updates over the last 20 years. Our curriculum is 2021 NAEMT updated, and it is nationally post accredited. It exceeds what is taught by the American Red Cross. It exceeds the curriculum at stopthebleed.org. It's badass. And yeah, we've had multiple combat lifesavers. We've had people that have been qualified as CLS multiple times come take the class and go, damn, I didn't know that.
Well, you got to also keep in mind, in the last 20 years, we've been actively at war for the entirety of that.
Yep.
So we've got data that didn't exist 30 years ago, or
Yep.
21 years ago even,
Yep.
that you have now. So for easy example is tourniquet application. 20 years ago, you weren't getting tourniquets because they didn't want you putting tourniquets.
Mm-hmm.
The CAT Gen 7, CAT Gen 6, Gen 5 didn't exist 20 years ago.
Yep.
So there's been all kinds of improvements and all kinds of data to fuel those improvements.
Yep. Definitely worth taking.
Hey, whoever asked me what my favorite CQB weapon was, I want you to repost on there and tell me why you want to do CQB.
Yeah.
Then I'll tell you what it is.
That's a really good talking point. I'm just going to stretch again. Here you guys can smell my armpits.
So, as somebody who's had to clear houses because
Cop
What's
stuff.
270?
people
270
didn't,
square.
yeah, because of cop stuff, I can tell you that being close isn't fun. So CQB,
I'm in Almagordo, probably 5 minutes down the road. I come here every freaking month. It's fun. I love this town.
Yeah, my dad did some work in his town back in the day. The White Sands Missile Range.
I love Almagordo.
Beautiful.
Sunsets
It is
here are the
beautiful.
best.
Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous.
yeah, I've been around mountains my whole life in Virginia. This is beautiful.
Nice. Hey, tell me what it was you want to do CQB for. That's what I want to know.
Cool guy stuff.
Everything happens really, really fast.
Because
when you're doing
you may need to clear buildings to get supplies. You're a retired DA. I'm a retired DA agent. Okay, we can talk. First off, remember the Marines in Fallujah did it with 20-inch M1As, and they did it very good. I mean, arguably some of the best. Today, if that's what I was picking, it's undisputable that the 11.5-inch barrels where you need to go. 10.5 does too much damage to the rifles. I would choose. I have the Geisley 11.5-inch Super Duty. That's what I would pick right now because that's what I have. Optic wise, I have an EOTech. I have an aim point. There are some top-notch dudes now using the Sig Tango 4. I have a Trigicon, the MRO. I don't really like that one. I would choose an EOTech. That's what I would choose. And since you're a DEA agent, you understand how to clear houses, so that's what I would pick.
What do I have to do to become a DEA agent in order to learn how to clear houses?
That's tough.
Oh.
I use a SBR with an EOTech. Okay, yeah. I like EOTechs. The battery life on them isn't the greatest, but
I
they
was
work.
the drug encouragement agency back in the
my
day.
gosh.
Body armor, what's your
Know what I
personal
mean?
choice? Shot stop armor. Go to aolisdefense.com.
Yep. We shot a lot of armor a few
Really?
days ago.
50 rounds into one plate.
Yep. 50 rounds into one plate. The last two snuck through. And the vast majority of those rounds landed
Yeah.
in an area this big. And the last two rounds snuck through.
We didn't think
And-
that one through. We should have shot that one in different places, but we just all did center masses.
Well, something else we did that they may or may not really understand is we were
EOTech
doing
is the
6
best
rounds at
rounds.
a time.
Lasers
two,
are.
Yep.
two, and two, all at once. So it's not the same as one,
Yep.
one,
What is your
one. And that
preferred
was after I
shotgun?
smacked it with a sledgehammer.
I don't
Yep.
prefer shotguns. To whoever said EOTech is the best for nods, Aimpoint works for it too, but really you need a PEC. I don't prefer a shotgun. But if I was picking a shotgun, I'd pick a Remington 870. But I don't even own one.
I don't like 22 LR conversions for AR platforms. I know a lot of people say, well, it's cheaper to shoot. It's not that much cheaper to shoot right now. All the ones that I've seen aren't terribly reliable. The purpose-built AR-15 shaped 22 caliber rifles have worked fairly well. These little, just basically direct blowback polymer jobs. Those have worked well, the ones that I've held. I think I've had the Mossberg and the Smith & Wesson. They worked fine. And they cost as much as the conversion kit does. Well, then I have to take all my stuff off my other rifle. Then just shoot your damn rifle with 5.56. That's what I would do. Because muzzle blast, recoil, yada, yada, yada. Now, I know people personally who run a 22 conversion in their rifles and think highly of them. I'm not a fan of it. You may be, but for me, it's why.
So one of you were talking to me, I think it was the DEA agent, very educated person, I can already tell. I don't like shotguns either, but I absolutely know how to use them. I know how to use them all. I am of the mindset, one warrior, every weapon, any weapon.
Yeah.
I've owned Benelli. I've owned every shotgun you can think of, and I have shot the dog crap out of them. I just don't like them. Now, what was the thing that you just asked me a minute ago? What is the most humbling thing people find out in long range? What was it to you guys?
For me, it might have been that it does actually take hands-on trying, and it takes someone that knows what they're doing to show. It's not the same as just like honestly, it was almost pointing the reticle directly at, without considering wind, at 440 meters. That didn't take anything more, for the most part, than what I already knew how to do. 1,000 took absolutely more than I already knew how to do. To be honest, again, we already said we're not new shooters. I knew nothing about that, nothing about shooting to 1,000 meters. So that was humbling to me because that's the reality. You don't know what you don't know.
Marines don't breach anything anymore, man.
What was humbling to me was how perishable those skills are, because the last time I shot rifles like that at those distances was almost 20 years ago. And just because you did it, just like the combat lifesaver, just because you did it 20 years ago doesn't mean you still got it.
Shit, we were talking about methods of just engaging a target, humanoid or otherwise, with an AR. There's different methods now. We were kind of joking about that we were both running a more old school pattern of a low ready stance, whereas that's not as common now with guys that are gunfighters.
Yep.
And so there are different traits or different skills that you can adapt. And you know, you can take it, like I said a couple days ago, come to this stuff, learn some new skills, get new tools for your tool bag, and if you choose to use them, rock on. If not, rock on with that too.
I mean, the experience in of itself
Yep.
has been a real blessing.
Yes.
So,
Thoughts on Noveski? Noveski's a good gun. Noveski was better when John was alive. Let me tell you, several companies are made by using the same parts as Noveski.
what other questions we got, guys? I've only got a few more minutes in me. It's been a long day. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it?
It is our time now,
High port
9:38.
is cool. I shoot high port. Timony triggers are good triggers.
How would you rate the IWI Tavor shotgun for CQB? So let's just talk about this. I don't understand the civilian obsession with CQB, which is something I've talked about for a while, but something we've been talking about a lot lately. Are you talking about home defense or CQB? Like, you picked the wrong house MFer, that's one thing.
Because that's defensive CQB.
Yeah.
That's not the same as necessarily, I came up on a gas station, it says HTF, and I need a granola bar right now. That's not the same, right? Need that Twinkie. You gotta find that Twinkie. There's different things there. Because your chances of being shot, just like if you get in a fist fight, everybody's getting hit. Everybody.
Yep.
A knife fight, everybody's getting stabbed. You will take shots at you.
CQB for clearing buildings for shelter supplies. Why are you going door to door CQB and clearing buildings in SHTF? That is.
So let's look at it like this. You find an abandoned town and there's nobody there and it's up for grabs. Okay, so now you want to do CQB. Let's kind of get into this a little bit. If you want to do CQB, one, you cannot do it by yourself. I want you to remember this. CQB is stupid and you shouldn't never do it. But sometimes you have to do it. If you have to do it, it has to be you with all your kit. Do you have a ballistic helmet? Do you have PVS 31s? Because even in the daytime, when you go into a house at night, in the daytime, you still have PVS 31s. Do you have them? They're $19,000. Do you have level 4 body armor? Oh, do you have a PEC? Okay, now you have all that. It's sighted in and you know how to use it. Do you have 4 more guys in your stack? So now that means, or 3 more guys, so that means there needs to be 4 of you that have about $40,000 worth of gear apiece before you consider doing CQB. And here's why. Let's say that there is some reason why you think you need to do that, and I'm in there, just me by myself with my PVS 31s, with my PEC. You come around the corner with your white light, you had a bad day, man.
Well,
CQB is stupid.
And here's the thing, coming from, again, a law enforcement background, with active shooters, you're not given a choice. You're going to do CQB. That's the way it is, because the vast majority of active shooter environments are going to be indoors. So there is a place and time and training that you can do that. And there are companies that do a good job of like one-man room clearing, but like he said, that is not preferred.
That's not
when
CQB either.
Exactly, you're running to the shots.
Are
It's
you
more just like learning about room
No,
clearing.
no. I was responding to somebody else about it. He was saying that he wanted to go to like door to door,
Looking for supplies.
looking for supplies.
You shouldn't, and that's a gamble you shouldn't make. You should have as many supplies. You want $40,000 worth of CQB gear.
So this guy, I think that's the DEA guy. I trained CQB.
That's different than the average Joe. So 7% of people in the world wear body armor for a living, military, law enforcement. Within that 7%, there's a vast strata of different jobs, MOSs, skill sets that are required. So let's just say 0.5% of people in the world need to actively understand close quarters battle, okay, for their job. That leaves 99.5% of people that don't need to understand that and probably are not qualified for it. And you could go get trained for CQB. In fact, that would be a great idea if you were going to get into CQB. But again, for what?
I'll teach you CQB. Come out here. When you're done, you'll say, it was fun. It's a lot of fun. But it's better to do, so in an active shooter or in your house, it's a lot different than CQB with a stack of a team going in to do work. You don't even move the same. It's nothing the same.
You're also, in both of those instances, in your home or an active shooter, you're not given a choice. That's the
John
thing.
Wicket. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, if they're in your home, dude, it is what it is. Get your family in the corner and nobody's coming, so there's
Yep.
certain things. But active shooter, you got to get to the shooter. So there are certain things you have to do that safer.
And an active shooter, you are moving. You are
Yeah.
moving.
Oh, yeah.
You are running to that guy. You're not clearing. You're not clearing every room.
Yep.
You're
Until the
moving,
shots-
moving to
Yep.
the shots.
And this is something we could talk about at different training. Until the shots stop, then we start checking everything.
The shot stopper are lighter than the HESCO.
Yeah, I don't know if they're lighter or not, but
I thought they were cut like 0.2 of a pound lighter.
yeah, shot stop are great plates. HESCO are great plates. Don't get me wrong, but we just shot all of the shot stop plates and they work.
Yep, they legit work.
And I did all kinds of fatigue testing.
Yeah,
love
fatigue
those.
free.
Oh my gosh,
They
I
are
love them.
operators. No, so you're right. I do think part of it is. I mean, we buy this stuff and we would like to know what tier 1, tier 2 guys are going to do CQB, and so I definitely understand the allure of it, and it is fun. It is very fun to do. I like it. Everybody I know likes it. It's a hot topic. The reason it is because it's the chance that if you mess up, you die, right? But for prepping reasons, I personally do not. I just don't support it. And that guy's right. Training is fun. Real life is not fun. It's just the truth. CQB is
The
not
way to stay
fun.
alive, guys, is to create space.
It's not that fun in real life. That's right.
Create
In real life, CQB is not that fun. It's scary.
All right, we are going to call this a live stream. We're pushing 2 hours. And
Jeez, it's been 2 hours. My back hurts. This is really hard to read, but it was fun, guys.
yeah, see, it is really, I'm telling you,
Yep.
been on this side of the camera.
I'm sorry if we couldn't get to all your questions. I promise. They're
Great
just
You
going
hit a
to-
lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Trey at Aeolus Defense. Stick your hat up there one more time if you would, because people are going to go, how do you spell that? AEOLUS, Aeolus Defense. And yes, we will put trainings together. Please check out Refuge Training for all the upcoming classes. And as always, you guys know that you can find our med kits at refugemedical.com. All the bear swag is at Bear Independent. We appreciate y'all. Twitch, the Shield Bearer of Faith, Patreon and YouTube. Dr. Trey with Aeolus, Patreon, YouTube.com. And you guys know me. Bless y'all. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you soon. Shalom.
Later, guys.
See you guys.